the hinge category, this is probably, if you're not comfortable teaching this one, this is probably the toughest one to teach at the elementary and the middle school level. It's even tough at the high school level, but the hinge pattern, right, is the hip hinge, right? We're not bending from our lower back. We're actually hinging from our hip. There's so much to this. First off, life is performed in the hinge, right? Everything is here, where our hips are kind of sat back, whether that's athletics, whatever it is, we tend to like this position, right? Even when we walk, it's not like we're walking out like this. If you're sprinting or running, there's still a level of a little bit of a hinge. And if you don't have pelvic control, it starts at the young age and it just gets ruined. I'm telling you right now, high school, even at the college level, I've seen it where we can't properly hinge and you've got kids and athletes competing in a sport where they can't hinge and they wonder why their lower back bothers them all the time. So the hinge pattern, this is the basics I would go with when you're teaching the younger levels, right? You can have a slight knee bend, and I would even have them, all right, everybody just get a couple of jumps, and then now your knees can't move. They're frozen. Foot position is, they call it hip width in the textbooks. You can't be outside shoulder width, that's all, for this one, for the beginning stages. Now you got our knees frozen, and we're pushing our hips back, right? So these don't move, and I'm pushing my hips back. If you want to have a cue, maybe let's get parallel to the ground and come up. We utilize a lot of PVC pipes, and I think these are good. You have to, it depends on your class. This can become a weapon, right? But having an object to help us, right? So I always teach it in the beginning as I'm pushing my butt back, 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 back. When I get about midway on my shin, now we can stand up, okay? And that bar never ever leaves my legs. So I come back, parallel, and come up. Now, not a fun movement. So if you have a wall, right? If we can find a wall, they can come off about a step or two off of a wall. This is my wall behind me. And you can have them, don't bend your knees, okay? They can't squat, you can't squat. Push our butt back, tap, and come up. And we're trying to show the ground our logo. That could be an easy way to start it. Again, maybe this is one where you have to start from the ground. And when we did that baby sit position, now instead of sitting straight back, we can kind of push our hips. And again, it's the same action of my hips are back, behind my shoulders, hip back, hip through. So maybe in the very beginning, if you're struggling with it, have them go to a knee, and we're just pushing our hips back and coming up. Again, that logo to the ground seems to kind of work with the younger athletes. And then to be honest, broad jumping, which we'll go into in another video, that's the hinge. So if ever I'm having trouble with a group, I shut it right down and we go to broad jumps. So we'll go through jumping in a different video, but in the broad jump, right, similar position, same position, hip hinge, right? So you can just have them, you're gonna pause, jump, pause. And I think it's a way more fun way to do it. You can have fun with that, where everybody's wherever they are. All right, everybody, load, pause, jump, pause. And that might teach the hip hinge a little bit better. And then as they get a little older, we can start to really teach that strict pattern. But easy way to teach the hinge, start with a broad jump.